Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining this movie review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the movie Rounders, released in 1998, directed by John Dahl, and starring Matt Damon, Ed Norton, Gretchen Mol, and John Malkovich. This is a great movie, 1998. This is around the time of DVDs, when one would actually rent a DVD. You take it home, you hope it's going to be good. This was one of those movies in which people were seldom disappointed. A really excellent film. At first, there might seem to be very little to review about this film because almost everyone agrees that it's of great quality. Excellent. 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert when they had their television show, when Gene Siskel was still alive. It won some film festival awards. Excellent film. But when I search for a Rounder analysis, because I love this movie, I find a lot of poker players talking about how the betting isn't realistic or the misuse of poker terminology is a little, the terminology is a little off. Something like that, which is why I'm going to review it my way, and we're going to focus more on the actual film elements of Rounders from 1998. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, or even better, subscribe. If I was going to have one or the other, I would prefer that you subscribe. I'm just joking. No, do whatever you want to do. And so let's get started. So voiceover narration is present through this entire film. McKee would not approve. If you know that quote, please leave it in the comments. The truth is that voiceover is somewhat frowned upon. If you've ever seen the movie Adaptation with Nick Cage, they discuss that in detail. As a writer, we're supposed to show, not tell. However, this has voiceover all the way through it. The character, Mike McDermott, talks incessantly through the movie. And I thought this movie might have been adapted from a book because there's so much voiceover. That often happens where we want to put those quotes into the film because they're so good. But the only book I could find was a novelization, which is just a book that's adapted from the movie. I don't know if there was a book. If there was a book, please leave it in the comments. But my point being that that's not the reason for the voiceover. Apparently, I would suspect that this was just a comfortable way to make sure that they were getting their points across. As I mentioned before, this movie is not really about poker per se. The voiceover explains very clearly the themes, starting with the first scene, which we're going to take a look at. Mike McDermott, who's played by Matt Damon, is musing about his career as a rounder, one who plays cards for a living, gambles for a living, professional gambler, which entails basically betting intelligently. When you have a great hand, you bet big, and when your cards are bad, you protect your money. And he explains that this is how he has accumulated $30,000 and paid his way through law school so far. But Mike also cautions that when one makes only safe bets, then one's entire life can become a grind. That's why it's frustrating to me that so many overzealous poker players want to give a breakdown about what is wrong with the game strategies and details. All these facts about poker. I know this will be difficult to accept for many people, but poker, shockingly enough, is used as a metaphor brilliantly in this movie. And we remember metaphor, right? We know what a metaphor is. In this movie, poker is a metaphor for life. That's what Rounders is actually about, understanding one's true talents and therefore one's God-given purpose. It's about the risks that sometimes must be accepted in order to allow one's pursuit of their higher calling. This is what the movie's about. And like I mentioned before, everyone likes this movie. It features an all-star cast with Matt Damon playing the lead role and Ed Norton as the best friend / sidekick. John Malkovich as the Russian organized crime figure. It even has Michael Rispoli as Grandma, the psychotic loan shark. And Rispoli plays in another movie called The Rum Diary with Johnny Depp. He's excellent character actor, so definitely also check out The Rum Diary. That's another great role with Rispoli in it. Great actor. The top-level acting combined with a great script and the fact that all the technical elements are in place and perfectly executed, this movie really couldn't lose. It would be impossible for anyone not to like this movie. The only problem with Rounders is that it's so great, I'll require more than one video to properly discuss it. So if you'd like to hear more analysis on the movie Rounders that isn't concerned with poker strategy, I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel, on which I'll be unraveling this movie and many others in the future.